Languages of Alaska. Alaska is the largest state in the United States of America. It is also one of the least populated. The state is home to 741,000 people. Among them are native Alaskans, immigrants, adventure seekers, and oil industry workers from other parts of the country. There are many unique languages that are distinct to Alaska. Today I'm going to be going over some of them. Russian. Now I know what you're saying. Russian. Last time I checked, Russian, it was spoken in Russia. Well, see, Alaska was part of Russia until 1876 when it was sold to the US, leaving a large group of Russian speakers there. And in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, many Russian Jews migrated to the US, fleeing persecution at home. Though many spoke Yiddish, most of them knew Russian. Millions also left Russia after the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution, meaning there is quite a large group of Russians within Alaska. Also, because they were geographically isolated from the motherland, they developed their own dialect called Nineegwaalii Russian, which has been spoken continuously in the village of Nineegwaalii, Alaska, since its first permanent settlers arrived there in 1847. Today, there are only a few speakers of this dialect left. Okay, now on to native Alaskan languages. In 2014, legislation passed in the state of Alaska to revise the official state language that formerly only included English. This law added on 20 new languages. I will be going over some of them during this video. But first, I want to give some respect to Kelvin Davis. Their channel will be in the description below. I found their video and it contained an audio clip of each of these languages. HAIDA. HAIDA is an endangered language with around 24 speakers left. At the time of the European arrival at Nineegwaalii in 1774, it is estimated that the HAIDA speakers numbered around 15,000. Epidemics soon led to a drastic reduction in the HAIDA population, which became limited to 3 villages, Masset, Skagate, and Heidelberg. Positive attitudes towards assimilation combined with a ban on speaking HAIDA in residential schools led to a sharp decline in the use of the HAIDA language among the HAIDA people, and today almost all ethnic HAIDA use English to communicate. HAIDA was spoken in South Prince of Wales and the Nineegwaalii Islands, British Columbia, Canada. Coast TSIMSHIAN language. Coast TSIMSHIAN, known by its speakers as, Smalak. You know what? Just please forgive me if anyone can actually speak any of these languages for my horrible pronunciation. This is the word right here. Is a dialect of the TSIMSHIAN language spoken in northwestern British Columbia and southeastern Alaska. That word before means literally real or true language. The linguist Tanya Stebbins estimated the number of speakers of TSIMSHIAN in 2001 as around 400 and in 2003 as 200 or fewer. Whichever figure is more accurate, she added in 2003 that most speakers are over the age of 70 and very few under the age of 50. About 50% of an ethnic population of 1,300 TSIMSHIANs in Alaska speak their language. According to a survey in 2016, there were only around 275 speakers of the language left. That language is spoken in British Columbia and Metlakatla, Tlingit. The Tlingit language is spoken by the Tlingit people of southeast Alaska and western Canada, and is a branch of the TANANA language family. Extensive effort is being put into revitalization programs in southeast Alaska to revive and preserve the Tlingit language and culture. Missionaries of the Russian Orthodox Church were the first to develop a written version of Tlingit using the Cyrillic script to record and translate it when the Russian Empire had contact with Alaska and the coast of North America down to Sonoma County, California. After the Alaska Purchase, English-speaking missionaries from the United States developed a writing system of their language with the Latin alphabet. There are only around 200 speakers of Tlingit left. Tlingit is mostly spoken in southern Alaska, Washington State, and British Columbia. Here's a clip spoken in Tlingit.
ya jayalida Likuti ya kacha Chuchusi ya plak Hungasa ya jinkatsuta Wakes out aya At hashtag you on HAIDA wa heya go HAIDA wa heya go Ask it to we dana go Ask it to we dana go
Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Dakle Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Dakle Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Dakle Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Dakle
Kaya ya dine Clash wasaku Dasa itu wasaku Dana gu Ask it to
Hashika wa itsu
Kaya niku I can't even speak fluently
Ishan iku wa yakhwan
Wasa idu wasab
Yaldine ayakhan
Clash wasaku Linkish to hash tu
Wasash tidinu
Achtu wasaku Gunash chisha khay isa akhi Very sorry Linkish you khatangi Gwich'in Let's Yake it's a teeny Dekina Handige dina Jin taka yakadushu Akatagu Akshahabu Hatu wasaku Kunakawu Gunash chish adu
Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Dakle Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Dakle Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Dakle Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Ahtna Ya Dakle
Aya ani aya Ask it to huti Zanti kehini ani aya ani aya Cut you on to ani
Eyak. Eyak, a Na-Dene language, historically spoken by the Eyak people indigenous to south central Alaska near the mouth of the Copper River. The name Eyak comes from a Chungak Sugpiaq name for an Eyak village at the mouth of the Eyak River. Numerous Tlingit place names along the Gulf Coast are derived from names in Eyak. They have obscure or even nonsensical meanings in Tlingit, but oral tradition has maintained many Eyak etymologies. The existence of Eyak-derived Tlingit names along most of the coast towards southeast Alaska is strong evidence that the prehistoric range of Eyak was once far greater than it was at the time of European contact. This confirms both Tlingit and Eyak oral histories of migration throughout the region. Sadly, the Eyak language has no native speakers left, although there were revitalization efforts, including Liana, a French student who, after using online resources, was able to practice and is now recognized as a fluent Eyak translator and speaker. Ahtna. Ahtna is a Na-Dene language of an Ahtna ethnic group of the Copper River area of Alaska. The language is also known as Copper River or Bednovsky. The Ahtna language consists of 4 different dialects: Upper, Central, Lower, and Western. 3 of the 4 dialects are still spoken today. Ahtna is closely related to TANANA. The similar name Ahtna occurs in the journals of Simon Fraser and other early European diarists in what is now British Columbia as a reference to the Gwich'in people, another northern Athapascan group. There are 30 elderly speakers out of a population of 500, and the language is facing extinction. The following is a prayer in Ahtna.
Natatyayi uashkazanan. Uazet bagas kola. Baenzet nakunuzetta nanatadash. Nek na kuzanzet. Nickeltani ga kak at kudadal. Kadidan kan nala kulal. Tagil techi kat nani ulias. Ba enzet tega kuga nostad lach. Uelzet kulanzet nanuruliakte. Tagil techi kat nani uliasta. Naket kuga kastet naniya kulan. Nandare yana nanatadze. Uchu yana ba enzet nanatadze. Saskadas did lead tet daskuda kan. Chinan zana netna chosetta. Nicoltani sani dilzis suchuliesta. Wilzet nanuchuliesta. Sta el snan wilzet ulnasta zana. Snake in wilzet ulnasta. Nicoltani chinan snake in willan lani. Hunaget na ulnasta. Wilzet nanuchuliesta nastudelta. Chinan Nicoltani. Amen.
Upper Tanana and Lower Tanana. Upper Tanana is an endangered Athabaskan language spoken in interior Alaska, United States, mainly in the villages of Northway, Tetlin, and Tok, and adjacent areas of Canadian province of Yukon. In 2000, there were fewer than 100 speakers, and the language was no longer being acquired by children. In 1960s, Paul G. Milanowski and Alfred John worked together to establish a writing system to produce several booklets and dictionaries to assist in bilingual programs. Upper Tanana, in the eastern part of Alaska that also shares the same location as speakers of Tanacross language, this language reaches from the Wrangell mountain range across to Joseph Creek and west of the Tanana rivers. The Tanana rivers divides the area through a string of smaller rivers and creeks. Upper Tanana is mainly spoken in Tetlin and Northway. Lower Tanana is an endangered language spoken in interior Alaska in the Lower Tanana River villages of Minto and Nenana. About 380 Tanana people in the two villages, about 30 still speak the language. As of 2010, speakers who grew up with Lower Tanana as their first language can be found only in the 250-person village of Minto. Lower Tanana is spoken in Fairbanks North Star and eastern Denali boroughs and around the Tanana River. Tanacross. Tanacross is an endangered Athabaskan language spoken by fewer than 60 people in eastern interior Alaska. In spite of its small population size, 140 people, and proximity to a predominantly non-native community of Tok, Tanacross Village maintains its own school, where Tanacross literacy is sometimes taught. In addition, most households in the village contain at least one fluent Tanacross speaker. Recently, there has been an increase in interest in language revitalization, particularly among middle-aged adults. A Tanacross language workshop was conducted in 1990, and several training sessions were held at the Yukon Native Language Center in Whitehorse throughout the 1990s. These training sessions resulted in native language teaching certificates for at least one speaker. Tanacross language classes are planned at the University of Alaska Regional Center in Tok. Tanacross is spoken in the village of Healy Lake, Dot Lake, and Tanacross on the central Tanana River. The following is spoken in Tanacross.
Good luck. Gach du, Irene, Eskeri, Brunnache, nach Tidek, jag nittanta, jag mag nej, du. Jag mag till du tu att ilt en godhet tu att ilt si charchuan ich dat is charchuan ich dat is charchi ich es rodet خاشق نوشن قایا دا آخاکتا أحلاتا آزنين دا آخاکتا توشانين دي توشتتلا دي وشن قادو تي التكسي الشيثيا دا إتخاكسينان در.
You can watch the rest of this in a link down below. Han. The Han language is a northern Athabaskan language spoken by Han, Gwich'in. Athabaskans refer to the interrelated complexity of languages spoken in Canada and Alaska, each with their own dialect. The village of Eagle, Alaska, in the United States, and the town of Dawson City, Yukon Territory, in Canada. Though there were also Han speakers in nearby cities of Fairbanks, Alaska. Furthermore, there was a decline in speakers in Dawson City as a result of influx of gold miners in the mid-19th century. Here's a clip of the Han language. The following is a video of the Han language.
Ethelbeck Changeray. Shenanta Louise Paul Chatta Susie Paul. Shenantai Sortea Eliza and Joel Malcolm.
Gwich'in. Gwich'in is an Athabaskan language spoken in northeastern Alaska villages of Arctic Village, Vanitai, Fort Yukon, Chalkiesik Circle, and Birch Creek, as well as in a wide adjacent areas of Northwest Territories and Yukon Territory. Oh man, this took forever. Well, anyways, have a good day. Bye.